Hi, welcome. Now I am going to show you how to get the integer part of a number. Okay, so you may have a number and you want to work on a integer part of a number, and that could be achieved by two functions, INT function, int function, and truncate function. I am going to show you both the functions how it works. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I have a few numbers here. I'm going to show you the integer part, how to arrive at that. Okay, INT of the number 55.8, what you get is 55. Okay, so the integer part of 55.8 is very just fine. Even though the 0.8 is more than 5, it is not rounding off the number, it just gives the 55. Okay, similarly 34.2, the integer part is 34. Okay, even though the decimal points 0.2 or 0.5, whether it is more than 5.5 or less than 0.5, it is not affecting the integer part. It just brings the integer part of the number. Okay, and you have minus 45.9. okay, it does minus 46. So the negative becomes more negative. That means what happens here is that actually the integer INT function actually brings the numbers lower bound, the nearest lowest number, rounded number. Okay, so without decimal, the lowest integer, it brings the lowest integer. That's why you are getting 55. The lowest integer is 55, and the integer of 34.2 is also lowest, and minus 45, it becomes the lowest is minus 46. Okay, which is more negative of the number. Okay, what happens in here? It brings minus 9, which is expected. INT of decimal number is 0. Absolutely correct, because the lowest integer is 0. Which is minus 1, because the lowest integer is minus 1. So integer part not actually leaves the decimal part. Actually what it does is goes and tell you what is the lowest integer of that number. Okay, so you must be very careful when you use the integer. For positive is very fine, it gives you the integer part, but the negative, since it is a lowest integer, the negative part, negative integer part is more negative, which is the lowest integer. It adds 1. Okay, minus 46 adds minus 1. Okay, so you must be very careful when you use it integer part of a number for negatives, the function INT. If your function you have only for positive numbers to get the integer part, you can very straight away use the INT function. But for the negative, you must be very careful whether you want this answer, the lowest integer, or the actually the integer part you say I need only minus 45. Okay, then similarly for 0.07, also the same, the lowest integer is 0. For minus 0.07 is the lowest integer is minus 1. Okay, that's why it gives the minus 1. Okay, what is trunc? The truncate function. Trunc function truncates the number to an integer by removing the decimal or fractional or part of the number. Okay, trunc function is very general function to remove any part, decimal part or fractional or any part of the number, but we are using this one for the for to remove the decimal part and get only the integer part. Okay, if you leave it the number of digits as default, it's optional, then it will come up with only the integer part. Fractional part is 0. Okay, so how to bring this one? Trunk of 55. Okay, this is fine. Trunk of 32, 34.2, 34, very fine. Minus 45. Okay, this is interesting that if you are expecting this kind of answer, you want only the negative part, then you must use the trunk for the negative numbers. Minus 8.2 is minus 8. Okay, so it is absolutely correct for the negative numbers if you want to just ignore the fractional part. Similarly for 0.07, it gives 0. Trunk of minus 0.07 is 0. Okay, so it's up to you how do you want to handle your numbers. You want only the pure integer part, you use trunk, or you want the lowest integer part, you can use it in INT function. For positive numbers, you no need to worry, both the functions work as it is. Okay, hope this video is helpful to you to get how to get an integer part of a number, and see you on the next video, and God bless you. Please subscribe to my channel.